Welcome to Heralds of Elysium, a tabletop channel from Loot and Lattes. Let's talk cards, decks, and tactics.
Hello and welcome.
This is Zook.
And Ludo?
We're here for, I think this is 6.
Sounds right.
Yeah. We probably should have counted since we...
Yeah, but we can go back and count. There's not it's still in the single digits. It's not that hard to go back and count.
No, we're actually at 152.
It's just 1,000 times of training. We just only release them every once in a great while.
Yeah, this is actually 3 years old. We're just backlogged really hard. But we had store champs over the weekend. Our buddy won it on Fire Crux Merlin, and he made a YouTube video on it.
We'll ask permission, and if he's okay with that, we'll link it.
Yeah. I think he'd be fine if we link it. I just don't think he wants us to use his name. But he's won 2 store champs in PTM out of 2 store champs in PTM for our area.
Yeah. The winning with horses and taxes against everything we brought was not as surprising.
No.
The fact that he won with the Merlin, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong.
I wasn't surprised about Merlin either. He got the matchups that are not necessarily favored in his way, but matchups that he can win. I think if I played him, it would have been a much harder day for him.
I think I would have been able to beat Merlin up. But
yeah, me and you. He dodged me and you. And I had the early game. If I just get the nuts in fractals, he loses the game. And you're right.
And he got close to a bye. No offense to my buddy who we tossed Alice Umbra Spectres at him Wednesday before.
And he's played what, 3 weeks of locals?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's very new.
Yeah, and the deck is not fantastic on the other end, so that was the first round. But
yeah, but he just got the right matchups and played them very well.
That's part of the day. Yeah.
Yeah. We should call him the chess cub killer.
Yes.
Because he's played against Noelle twice and beat her both times. And I think both times it was purely because of deck choice, which is kind of funny.
Right.
But it
was funnier last store champs because it was while he was playing horses and taxes.
Yeah, versus Luxem Xander.
Water Luxem Xander. Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal. She sat down, looked at it, and was like, "Oh, well, I lost." So, but he played well, did good. For my run, I played against you round 1.
Yeah, that was
you probably need
some brutal drawing on your hands.
Yeah, you probably needed to dodge me until top 4, and then you probably win because every other deck just crumbles to Arcane Rye. But you just hit me round 1, and I guess that's your luck.
That was that game. Was that game 1? Game 1? Yeah.
Game 1 was brutal.
So I did my fortuitous win, and it was a decent hand.
Yeah.
But then
Well, important note, you went second.
Yes, and I was second, which is why this all works.
Yeah.
So then you get to go and materialize backup charger.
Yeah.
And pop it. Then you fracturize it. Then you play the fractal infusion and rip out my
dungeon
guide. And I was like, sweet. So that is how my tournament started. That was...
Yeah, it was instant tilt. I felt so bad because I could tell that you got tilted off that play. You're like, dude, what the one time this actually happens? Because I think we mentioned that is a possibility in our testing, very early in testing.
I mean, it doesn't change what I would pick with my fortuitous. It wasn't like
It
wasn't like I had 3 dungeon guides and I sent 2 of them down.
It is a 1 in 1,000 chance for that exact opening to happen.
And I think I still had my Beseech the Winds in there.
No, you didn't. That was game 2.
Oh, okay, yeah. So
I didn't intrusion game 2. You just opened Beseech and you hit a
then I had absolutely nothing else after. Like, Beseech was the one card I had to put anything down with.
You leveled to 1 instead of grabbing something, and you hit Dungeon Guide, and you're like, well, I have Beseech anyway. So I think that's what happened.
No, because I wouldn't put Dungeon Guide down. It'd be the
it was off the Fortuitous. I had 3 fractals on board, so you were.
Oh yeah, because you had like the 3 fractal start, and I was like, okay, normally I would even.
Yeah,
I would take one more turn off, but I was under, and you did. I think you had like a Frostwarn like turn.
I had 3, 4 Frostwarns. Yeah, it was
like I had no chance to take one turn off for a better setup. I had to just go and hope.
Yeah, I was just like, all right, I'm putting gas on you, and you're like, okay.
Did not get me through.
And you hit your Dungeon Guide, but you still had your Beseech, and then I think I negated the Beseech anyway.
Yeah, it was brutal.
It was probably the 2 best draws I had in the entire tournament, and then I drew terrible for the rest of it. So I played against Wind Influence Seiryu round 2, and I won game 1 off a crazy play. Just lived on 1 HP, turned around, burst asunder, won the game. I had to hold up my entire 7-card hand with 5 fractals up and went, okay, try to kill me. Didn't pop my Terrafring because I was like, you could pay for the attacks anyway. My negates are going to go through either way, so I'm just going to save this for next turn. That way, if I do have to use everything, you're going to have to put more resources down. If I don't kill you. But luckily I did. Then I got Mystic Purified. She bounced Mystic Purifier 4 times in one game. So I had 0 fractals on turn 5 or 6. And it was just 2 games of that exact thing happening, both games. It was not fun at all. So,
after round 1, I didn't feel bad for you. Just
yeah, no, I could tell you're probably sitting in the corner rubbing your hands.
I don't
together.
really know what was going on because I can't see the cards, especially in the lighting of where we played.
Yeah,
they were good hosts and everything.
We'll talk about the venue at the end. I think. What was your round 2?
Was my buddy the Umbra Alice.
That folds to Arcane Rite?
Well, no, there's 4 main deck slipaways, right? If you can get those chaining off, then, you can stop me.
That's true.
But that is it. That's the one card that threatens me.
Yeah.
Or at least buys an extra turn, and nope. So.
Yeah.
It's just the one check. So I checked. The answer was no. Proceeded to blow them out of the water. Especially since I only have to get to 22.
Yeah.
There's so many lines I can put together to get to 22.
Then you got round 3 Bri.
Then I got the round 3 and then that bubbled me out of the cut to top 4.
Yeah. I played against the Wind Allies Jin. He's upgraded his deck. I thought I was going to lose both games. I barely lived both games.
So while I keep beating him, because he's one of the locals at the every other Monday.
Yeah.
It is closer and closer.
Every week.
Every week to me not beating him.
Yeah. I thought...
I have to play way harder than I used to by a long shot to do what I'm doing.
Which I'm glad. I'm glad that he's getting much better. But, I was sitting there, I was like, man, if you just have a unique ally, I lose this game 100%. Because Fractal of Intrusion, he had 4 float cards, and then I think a windmill, and I was like, well, I really don't want to give you a free float because then you level up to 2 and swing at me twice for free. I think I just get rid of your windmill engineer. I can't believe I'm doing that, but I don't want to just give you a free win.
It was a little oppressive the last time we played before Star Champ, so I played it because I was playing the Byaku. That was the match where I did the bounce my 2 guys every time he swung at my 2 kind beast callers, and so I played 3 draw 2s.
Yeah, he was yeah, that really sucks, blah, blah, blah. If I had one more influence, I was able to play a unique ally and play leading charge into you. And I was like, yeah, that would have hurt a lot. I would have probably died that game. But luckily he didn't draw it, so, we take
Also, I don't know if he would have seen that much a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Like he was that close to making the right play.
Yeah. No, I think he's always making close to the right play. It's just he was too aggressive with his materializations. Part of it is just because like he's mostly a casual player, so all his materializations have a 1 on the cost. So you're constantly banishing stuff. Now he's starting to grab like Bauble of Abundance, even though it's just like a cheap GCR. I think he has an actual GCR.
He does.
I think he played Safeguard Amulet. And I was like, man, you're running defensive cards? Who are you? And then, which, I mean, your wind allies, like putting the pedal to the metal is always not a bad option. But I just got there, which pushed me into top 4. I was worried because I didn't know how buys work. Because I didn't get a buy, if my 2-1 record was going to be good enough to make top 4, since like half of the people there were 2-1.
Right. I think it had a lot to do with 2 people dropping before round 3.
Yeah, well, buys in Grand Archive, from what I understand, work as neutrals. So a buy doesn't hurt or help you. It just depends on what the win rate of the 2 people you did play was. So since you played
One of the people that buy.
Well, he 2-0'd. That was, or 0-2'd. That's why it was bad. If he 2-0'd then dropped, then you would have had 2-2. You would have had a 2-1 and a 2-0, and you probably would have beat me on win percentage.
I mean, it happens. But my real sad part was just that I literally played 4 games.
Yeah.
2 games where I got crushed and 2 games where
You crushed.
I crushed. Like
Yeah.
So really, I didn't have any real games.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Rye. Like, there's not a lot of.
Yeah. I mean, it's like solitaire when you're going to the end. But I played in top 8, or in top 4. I played against our buddy that I've been trying to coach for so long to get him, because I think he could day 2 in Ascent easily. He's just not at the game knowledge point where he needs to be. And I've been trying to coach him. And he finally, I think for the first time in like probably 4 months, beat me in a set, which happened to be at Store Champs. And I was like, man,
Way to pick a time.
You choose the right sets to win, I guess. But he beat me on Turbo Seiryu, and I drew awful in both games. I think I had one of the games I was holding up cards, like feigning interaction. I think it was 6 fractals in my hand, and I had 5 on board. I just didn't want to dump them all out to show I had 6 fractals in hand. I was like, just give me a Burst Asunder, please. And the second that I drew the Burst Asunder was, of course, the turn where he played Safeguard Amulet prior. And I was like, okay, well, I have no unstable fractals. That's the one fractal I don't have, so I can't get rid of it before I get on my turn. So I guess I just lose, and I did. But he played both.
I mean, every time I bring out Safeguard Amulet, you have like multiple unstable fractals ready to go.
I'm like, all right, yeah. Well, I mean, if I have one on the field, then yeah. But the funnier thing is, I just happen to have like 2 Fracturizes in hand. But no, the. My takeaway with my deck choice, though, was Fractals is really good in regionals, I think. It's probably pretty good at, like, an Ascent if you're really good at Fractals. But in a Store Champs where you can't lose any games. Like, you can maybe afford to lose 1 if there's a top cut, but that's...
Which is why we did that.
Yeah,
why I picked the top cut.
But that's like a maybe.
Yeah.
You're still not even guaranteed if you lose a game to me.
Well, it also doesn't help that almost everybody there knows exactly what most of us were playing, so...
yeah. So, like...
It'd be dumb to not bring in more fractal hate if that's one of the things they gotta get past.
Every single person had a Safeguard Amulet main, which was real funny. I was like, dang. I got teched hard against. I'm just getting blown up. So I think Fractals is.
I mean, they bring the safeguard in against me too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't usually hurt me.
But ultimately, I was like, Fractals probably wasn't the right call. I probably should have brought something else, but...
I mean, you were moving and everything else, so...
Yeah, I just didn't have access to my decks. So, but for LA, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to bring Fractals. Unless, we get 100 subs, then I will honor the Jin Fractals bring. I will honor it. 100%. Even if we hit it on Wednesday before we leave. Now, we hit it on Thursday, that won't happen because...
Not bringing all those cards with you.
Well, not only that, I leave at like 6 in the morning on Wednesday, so it would be like me scrambling to put the deck together on top of me getting ready to leave in the morning. So, I'm saying Wednesday's the cutoff point. I'm upset with myself too because I'm not even close to being done with the custom art Pantheon deck I was gonna bring. I was not expecting to move, so just the combination of everything going on has severely hurt my ability to do that. I think I got like 20 cards done, 25 cards done. Still a decent amount, but nowhere near the 72.
Right, but 25 is not 72, notably.
Yeah, so I don't think I'm going to have that ready, which upsets me because I was really excited for it. It was a fun project, but...
You're still going to Vegas too, so. Yeah,
but like, I'm gonna have to entirely scrap all the cards because they were all LA themed. So, because like the Spirit was a welcome to LA sign, and then Jin was at the LA beach in a Hawaiian shirt, and then so on and so forth. The only ones that could maybe be brought over is. Sylvie, my ordinary horse, is Sylvie in the Slimes dressed up as a horse. And it just has the standard ordinary horse flavor text. Because I think it is literally just an ordinary horse, ... So I thought that was cute. But I'm not going to have that ready for LA. But do you think Rye was the right choice for your deck at the Store Champs?
I think Rye was fine. I think without horses and taxes there, I think I would have been okay on my Wind Luxem as well.
Yeah. And it's a funner deck.
I enjoy it more. There's more games in there. I mean, I was fine with Rye.
I mean, you still struggle into Fractals, so like the round 1 pairing wouldn't have really changed much.
I have more... It seems like I could draw more of the sideboard hate with Wind Luxem.
You have more experience with Wind Luxem into Fractals. I think that's the main thing. Because you played your Rye, and you're like, okay, I know how to play Rye. I'm not really going to practice it too much.
I mean, a lot of it doesn't change. It's just...
Yeah. So...
you could do a ton of playtesting with Rye by just playtesting your first 3 turns versus somebody.
Yeah.
Because after that, it's kind of just what the deck gives you and learning how to string those together, but you're not... You're just seizing on moments and just trying to get through to the next card, the next thing, the next step. There's not there is play in there, but there's not as much as it requires bouncing off of somebody else, so...
Yeah. But what do you think of the venue?
It was better this time than when I went and tested.
Yeah.
Partly because I didn't have one of the tees. They tried to improve the lights. They tried to improve the lighting a lot.
They did.
In fairness, it didn't work out for them, but full credits for attempting it.
Yeah.
It didn't seem to bother everybody else as much as it bothered me, which is natural, and it's the way I would want things. I wouldn't want somebody else bothered more than me. They're always friendly and everything else, so...
Yeah.
I mean... we have a Magic event scheduled with them for April, so...
Yeah. What day in April?
April 10th.
Okay. Not for RDO release. Oof.
No. No, this is a
Chaos
pre-release.
I
so
wish
we have a bunch of old pre-release packs and stuff like that, so we're gonna go random and then have everybody play that way. They are. I didn't think they would be that excited. I was just tossing. It's one of the events I've always considered doing.
Yeah, it sounds.
And then
fun.
they like went around and talked to every Magic player that was in the venue, and then those people texted about it, and they're like, "We're gonna have to probably make a sign up sheet because we can only hold 20 people playing, and like, it looks like that's gonna fill up." And I'm like, "Okay, well, guess I need to go do some maths."
Yeah, I mean, it sounds fun. Chaos is always cool. I'm glad in one sense that they're not trying to make GA super draftable, because opening draftable packs for GA is abysmal. Because like Mortal Ambition is notably like the most draftable set because it's what they do their official drafts with, but you get like 12 commons and then like 2 uncommons and a rare, and it is stock full of material deck. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone has 1,000 copies who opened any Mortal Ambition has like 1,000 copies of Emerald's Dagger. It's just a terrible regalia that we'll probably never see play. That is just there for draft.
I mean, we've discussed it a little bit, but I think they should use more of the system like they use for the Proxius Vault more for building a draft deck. So it's obviously they're worried about making sure you have the material deck cards. That's why there's more of them in there. If you just had like, you get to pick, like 5 material deck cards from a list in the Proxius Vault.
They have a draft pack.
Yeah, I don't like that idea at all.
That comes with only material cards. I think that's fine for draft because you get random draft cards or draft regalia, and even in like the future packs, there are still regalia that you hit.
It's such from a store perspective to try to order it, and you have to guess if people want to do it, and then that stops people from easily being able to just go buy a box and draft.
Yeah.
And if you did it the other way, people could draft at home and stuff.
I get that. Maybe it's just me. I really enjoy draft. I like limited or sealed. Like I've even gone to locals and bought a box of DTR and built a deck with just that. Like, I've done that.
Yeah, I've never been a huge fan. I enjoy draft at various times in my life, but never been a big fan of sealed. I have atrocious luck opening my sealed. It's bad. Yeah. Noticeably bad. And then, so that's just never been formats I've liked. Yeah. I mean, I played Magic for years and years and years, so drafts and sealed is a thing that we've had a lot. But Chaos drafts are a different game entirely. Oh, yeah. So, one of the old high-level Magic judges live in the state. Yeah. Scott Marshall. He, every once in a while, would come to our store and he'd be like, let's Chaos draft. And being a judge that judges like all the big events for Magic, just comes with a paper sack full of packs from all of Magic's history. Not, like, obviously not alpha and beta. Right? One, they kind of actually suck to play with. Like, it's just the idea of opening something there. But, like, funner packs. And then we just did it, like...
Yeah, I think Chaos Draft works really well in Magic because draft is always like a thing that you can do in Magic. I think Grand Archive struggles with draft because it just makes the packs less fun to open as like the set.
It also, it's just, in order to do some of the amazing unique things that Grand Archive does that work really well. I absolutely love them, and there's some of the things that hold them out. Something had to give, and that being able to give was being able to easily do sealed and drafts.
Yeah, because I think in like 2 or 3 years when there's like 15 sets of Grand Archive, even then there might be like a fun Chaos draft for Grand Archive that you can supplement with like a hero lineage or something like that.
You could probably make your own version, like pack spirits, pack some regalia, right? Yeah. Do two different drafts. But yeah, a cube is exactly what I was going to say. Is do a cube and then have like a mini cube of the lineages and the material deck.
Just have like a sealed pack of like one from every setting. So like DOA, HVN.
I mean, really, you just built 2 cubes.
Yeah, well, I think
You
I think
draft
having
one first, and then you draft the other. Which the material deck is the one you.
I don't know
draft
what I don't know what cubes are entirely.
So cubes are like if you took your Magic collection
Yeah.
and you handpicked a whole bunch of cards, enough for a draft,
Yeah.
and then there's a way to draft it, and it just kind of sits. So you pile out. There's a whole bunch of ways of doing it.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
is just you take the first 15 cards and you pile them out and you go in order and everybody picks.
I think it would be fun to do like a cube for your material deck, but still have like packs to open.
I mean, you could always
yeah
hybridize the 2 or 3 all together.
Maybe when your store opens, we'll have to try throwing something like that together for.
No, yeah, because you can also just keep. I mean, even if you're not doing sealed product, I mean, I'd be all for everybody buying a bunch of sealed product to do one.
Yeah.
Because we sell stuff, but even if we were making a cube, I mean, there's popper cubes that exist. Like, we could easily do it out of the bulk box, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't leave 15 copies of everything in there. You can do some cube construction of your own, but yeah.
That would maybe be a fun little experiment to run. See if it's even viable in Grand Archive, because eventually one day when the game is a little bit older and hopefully it's still thriving, because I think it's on the trajectory, but they have to get over the printers.
Yeah.
They need to hit a second.
That is their major holdup right now.
They need to hit a second printer, and they need to be able to move the product from the second printer.
So they're basically out of print when the set comes out now for the last couple sets.
Yeah.
And it's not for the same reason that the every Secret Lair Magic releases is out of print. It is not set to FOMO status.
Yeah.
Because Secret Lairs, even if they don't become popular, Magic has been known in the past to suddenly be like, demand was so excessive, we sold it all. And like, when people look back through whatever metadata they can scrape before Wizards tosses it, you're like, no, it was not.
Which
right?
is
But you
really...
just wanted to show your shareholders that you sold out.
But which is really interesting because Grand Archive also makes all their print runs public knowledge. So like we know every single copy of every single card.
I'm just saying it's not because of FOMO and
yeah.
specifically limiting the product down.
Well, from what I understand, that's like a unique thing that Grand Archive does. I don't know if other games actually do that.
I'm sure there's some other indie games that do.
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head. I don't really follow a ton of indie games.
That's fair, but
I mean, the next game I was gonna get, which maybe I don't know how long the Cyberpunk Kickstarter is gonna go, but I do want to get some Cyberpunk. I did look at the Kickstarter.
I know
it was just more than I had money wise, especially with RDO coming out.
I know Main Deck's really hyped about Cyberpunk, so I don't know, but I think that's the next hurdle they need to get over, and I hope that they tackle it after RDO.
I wish they would have tackled it before RDO, because RDO is so... Like, you're trying to get so many more players on board, and you're trying to do these other things, and it's a capstone set. Like, that would have been a good time to be like, look, we have another printer, too.
I agree, but I think what they're wanting to do with RDO is they want to maintain the exact quality of all the cards that we've gotten so far. Because the card quality for Grand Archive is very high.
Oh, yes. It's fantastic.
So I think they were worried about going to a second printer and not maintaining the quality for the capstone set.
I mean, it makes sense.
So,
I mean, the box is sweet, everything else, at least from what we've seen from their product launches, but I don't have any in my hands.
Now, we don't have any RDO in hand, so if it comes out and it's like trash quality cards...
I will be very shocked.
I would be too.
I think they would be very mad themselves. I
think they're... I don't know. I don't know what there would probably be some breach of contract if the cards come out super bad. But,
because that's what they've built a lot of their reputation on. So
yeah. So, but the
and their printers run extra because they do so many different cool promos and alternate arts and everything else too. So there is a reason they're even more stocked than that. But
I mean, them hitting a second printer is vital for their growth, I think. Now, I obviously am relatively new to card games, so I don't know if that's, like, actually a thing. That's just my feeling.
So, some go too fast to that. and some go
Yeah,
too
yeah.
slow. I mean, once you make it to the 3-year mark, you generally it's just a growth problem. Like they've maxed out their printer, right? And they're not overprinting things. Things have good value. I actually think there's a lot of when people say things get way too overprinted. I don't think that happens as much as people say.
Yeah.
Like another card game that is way underprinted all the time is Pokemon. Pokemon is severely underprinted. They were supposed to get more printers years ago at this point in time.
Yeah.
Now, a large part of their problem is you have all the scalpers that go searching everywhere, but they've onboarded like however many new stores a year, right?
Yeah.
But the max amount of boxes that go out that get divided amongst all the big box stores, all the small stores, is the same pile. It's the same size. Like, it's not like, hey, we put on 100 new stores, so we printed up 1,000 more boxes, right? Like, nope.
Yep.
It's
You're still fighting over the same scraps.
right, and that's why some of the more investor people, like Alpha Investments, is like, I don't care about Pokemon, right? Like, cool, the 2 cases I get, I can sell for 200% of what I bought, but I'm a volume person, and it's physically impossible to do volume at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want them to do the transition correctly, which is the most important part, obviously. But I think we're getting to the point where people are wanting the transition.
Yeah.
And
you're going to have to force it at some point in time. And if that comes up with some other things, I mean, one of the things they could make it so it's not as bad is, I mean, there's a problem because you're not going to print at 2 different places and then ship them to a third place or even one or the other to get packed. But you could make sure that all of your promos, your event packs, all of that is printed for sure at the print place that you have 1,000% vetted, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, cool, you guys have the chance at doing a solid amount of this next set, but...
Yeah, prove it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're not risking as much, because like, if your day 2 event promos and stuff like that were suddenly all screwed up, that'd be worse than just a set being screwed up.
Yeah. I think one thing that I am really happy about, though, is we do have confirmation that there is at least 2 more sets in production.
Yes.
Because they accidentally leaked one of the coding of the next set. Not RDO, the one after. I think it's like DMO or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, famously, Magic had a bunch of weird code names when they used to do blocks that were funny when you got to them, and then you're like, okay, that's a leap to how that code name applies to this, but you're just putting a slapstick code name before
there was one that they like Abyssal Heaven, or not Abyssal, Mortal Ambition. Mortal Ambitions is A and B. And I'm like, okay, I get MB, but like the A and B are supposed to be next to each other.
I mean, that one throws me off when I'm looking too, because like,
yeah, but
I thought if you were picking a 3-letter code, MAB would have been.
That would have been good.
Yeah, that's what I would have thought.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, A and B's. I like A and B too, but I'm just like, this doesn't correlate with Mortal Ambition.
I mean, it's ambition. A and B is just ambition.
Oh, I guess that is fair, but going to RDO. What's the spoiler you want to talk about this week?
I really need to start looking up the card name before we have and memorizing it, but it was the new Exalted.
Here, we got technology. We can just look it up right now.
Okay.
I can look it up. Why don't you tell us what the card does?
It's a Wind Exalted. When it comes in, you...
It has fast activation.
Fast activation. And then you can... It has 3: suppress. And if it's the first thing you've suppressed with this, not per turn, just since it's come into play, that first one is free. But notably, if you're like holding up a bunch of interaction and then you're not forced to use it and you have like 6, you could like end of their turn, put 6 down and, blink out to 4 escapes or something like that.
Yeah.
I just really like suppressed decks and wind and stuff, so...
Yeah, I have terrible service here, actually, so I can't look it up. But it is a unique lady. I think she's a 2/3 as well.
Yeah.
So she has, like, an actual usable body. She's not just, like, baby green slime. I hate this as a Jin player, because it's like, hey, guess what? I'm going to suppress your Swan G, and you're like, okay, cool. I pop my Grail, put the thing on it, and then it's like, or Scarlet Brooch, and it's like, okay, cool, suppress your
I
Swan
think
G.
your hope has to be that a lot of those level 3 bounce decks, people don't generally tend to go to play. Because it's already just, like, Wind Suppress is not a good matchup for Jin, and I think it just makes a bad matchup, a not good matchup, slightly worse, and I don't think that makes a huge difference.
I think the deck that is going to break that card is going to be a Cleric that goes to 3 with Wind. Because you play
the Hurricane and stuff like that too.
You play Buffeting Hurricane, suppress like 3 draw cards, and then you draw 3, suppress another card, and you're like, okay, cool. I just amp my suppressing power every single turn.
Yeah.
I'm not ready for it. I personally...
And you know you're going to have to face it, because...
Yeah, I know.
That's what I'm going to build.
You only play Wind, and you pretty much only play Wind Suppress.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to it. It seems super lame, and I'm not... Yeah, I don't know. It's probably my least favorite reveal so far. But...
Fair enough.
I know a lot of people are excited about it. My reveal is one everybody is so excited about. It's another Fractal.
I'm excited about it. Even though I'm obviously probably not going to play Water Fractals, I like the idea of a Fractal that encourages more going to level 3.
Yes, Fractal of Waves. Because it's going to make waves in the meta when Jin 3 Fractals is popping
I gotta say, I'm not
everywhere.
necessarily looking forward to playing against it versus Fractals Jin, because that's a deck that I have to face against, but...
Yeah, so I think the Fractals Jin is going to be less Fractal Jin and more Fantasia Jin. And you're going to move into having less reservables and just having more Fantasias that do stuff, and then play maybe like 2 Glimmering Refusals, because it only cares about the Fantasias. And you play, instead of Refracting Missile, you play Shimmering Refraction.
Which sadly doesn't have float, but
like, you don't care.
if you know you're not trying to rely on all that float, it's not bad.
Now you don't care at all, because the Fractal of Waves is essentially a plus infinite, because every single time you reserve it, it's plussing. And you sack it for cards in hand later. So immediately, if you play it, then play a second one, you've already plus 3. You just got to get to 3, which is going to be the weird part. But with Fractals Jin, I think there's even like an argument to be made that you run a super weird Imperial Seal version, and you play Fire Jin, and you just dig for Fractal of Waves, put a bunch of float in the graveyard, and then you just pop Imperial Seal to put Fractal of Waves down, then Flagrant Guide into 3. Then you start your 3 turn, take, was it 18 or 16 damage from Flagrant Guide, pop, just sacrifice whatever Fractal of Waves you were able to play on your Seal turn, get a bunch of cards in hand, didn't have to put any cards down for your Flagrant Guide, so you basically get to start your turn with Flagrant Guide on the board and a full hand of cards. Which sounds really cool. In practice, it probably would not work at all, because Imperial Seal is weird.
Yeah.
But I think it sounds like a cool theory deck to try putting together.
It's a thing to at least look at.
Yeah. Or you could even play like Looking Glass with the domain that could find Prismatic Sanctuary for the turn that you want to play the Fractal of Waves. And then if you just happen to hit a fire or water card, then you just get another turn of playing it. So that's like a...
I mean, I foresee, just like we were talking last week, about different cards entering at some point in time. And I know they have them for draft and they have them for Pantheon. But I see a dual basic element Spirit being around at some point in time.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'm sure it'll say just draw 6. Like there's a penalty baked in.
I think there'll be less. I think
5.
I think it'll be a glimpse 5 draw 5. Or maybe glimpse 6 draw 5. I could see that. Because I think having 2 elements unlocked from the get-go is really, really strong. So I think they're going to put a really harsh penalty on it.
And I think they should. And I think that's part of what would balance it. Like, obviously, if there was no penalty...
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah, why not just play fire and then water just to have Lost in Thought? Or whatever the really cheap float...
I mean, fire paired with wind or water would be just huge. Just because you're just like, cool, I'm just going to toss creative shocks into every one of my decks just because it's the best draw discard to get float and everything.
Not anymore. There's a new crazy creative shock that was announced yesterday. It's a potion.
No, I still think creative shock is better than the potion one. I think the potion one's good. Don't get me wrong, and I think the ranger one is good as well.
Yeah.
But
I think
Creative Shock is still the better of the creative shocks.
I think Creative Shock is the most generically good. I think the potion has the highest cap.
Yes, I could agree with that, but it's just
because you can infuse the potion. Because Potion Aerosana is going to be really good, I think. But Fractal of Waves, though, I think there's definitely going to be like outside of Fractal Gen, because I love Fractal Gen. I think it's really good, and then I play it, and it's like just okay. It's never bad. It's just not like as good as playing something else. I think there will be a level 3 Fractal deck, probably a Fractal Aerosana that will use it just to draw a bunch of fractals when you hit level 3, because you don't necessarily need the extra fractal, and you can. The neat thing is there's a trigger that goes on the stack, so you can level up your champion to 3 before you sacrifice them to draw 2. You can play something at fast action too, so you can still get the value of them without having to just let them sack without paying for anything. So like there's gonna be ways to play around them sacking themselves. So I think the losing Fantasia count isn't going to be as much of a problem.
No, especially since you're unlocked your whatever level 3 you're doing.
Yeah. I think Arsana probably makes the most sense, but I think there's like even arguments to be made that you run it as like a turn 1 play for any water deck that goes to 3.
I mean, I briefly thought about it because I don't play fractals, I don't play water.
Yeah.
But as a version of a water fractals Rye, just to pop those couple cards and stuff like that when you get up there.
So this is my thought: is you would run it as a 2 of in pretty much most water decks, because it's a turn 1 play that pluses you or that is neutral, because you can use it to reserve stuff later.
Yeah.
And then you +2, just hard +2 whenever you level up to 3. And you play it in stuff like Water Tony, because Water Tony, you're literally just turboing. You don't care about your materializations. Every single turn it's going to be a champion until you hit 3. So you can just use it to put cards down. And then whenever you go from 1 to 2, you can also just pay for a second one and put down exactly what you want to banish.
I mean, I thought about just putting, not before Store Champs, but after Store Champs, was putting Fractal of Insights into my Rye, even as just Wind Rye. Just because if that was one of the first things you put down, you almost always have 2 arcane cards.
Yeah.
But like some of the other ones, you don't. So then I can Dungeon Guide knowing exactly what 2 cards I'm getting rid of.
Yeah. I mean, I think Fractal of Insight's a really good card. It's seen a lot of play in a lot of random decks here and there.
I mean, it's a 2 of in the current Ari build.
Yeah, the Fractal of Insight just tends to be like one of the first cards to go, because it is just like it's just a fractal. It's just a mana rock. Like a lot of decks don't need mana rocks in Grand Archive because you're playing really high influence games right now. So having mana rocks in Grand Archive doesn't help as much. But I think that Fractal of Waves might change that a little bit because it's like a mana rock that pays itself off later.
Yeah.
So I think that's why Fractal of Waves is a really cool card, because it's not just going to be used in Fractals. At least that's my thought right now.
I think it has more potential to be used outside of it. I mean,
yeah.
Considering we still only have what's relatively a small percentage of RDO, and like every card seems
We have
like
20%.
Yeah, every card seems like, well, this could be used somewhere, and not just, well, maybe on an outside chance. Like, no, I could actually.
There's been some cards where I'm like, I don't really see the use for this card, but I mean, it's very, very few.
There's a couple of the cycles in here that we'll have to see if they ever make a mark. I think they're great for a casual level.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's.
Are you thinking suited?
I'm thinking the training. No, I think suited.
I was gonna say, I think suited's really good, but
I think suited's always on the edge of. It's the one that's at a lower tier.
Yeah.
But can randomly jump up another tier.
It's at like tier 2, waiting for the card that pushes it to tier 1.
Yeah, or the format to just shift right. Like it's.
Yeah.
Of the fire decks I played and the fire aggro decks, I really enjoyed the suited.
I think water suited's gonna be really cool. I don't know if it's gonna be super strong, but it seems really cool. It just seems like it doesn't do enough aggressively for me to say that it's going to be really good right now, unless the format goes way slow.
The potential's there.
Yeah.
It hasn't all come together yet, though.
Yeah. We don't have all the cards, but... yeah, I mean... That's kind of my thought on Fractal of Waves. I'm crapping on the wind... fast action lady a little bit.
It's okay. There's things that I don't want to see that I know going to play against that I don't enjoy, but
yeah, but in reality, I think she's a really cool card. I'm excited to see if someone is able to brew a version of Jin that just bounces his spear every single turn and just uses the spear as a draw engine instead of a kill card.
I mean, you can use it as both. It has 3 durability, so you could bounce it at the end of theirs.
I'm just saying, like, using her as like I'm gonna bounce spear, I'm gonna swing a spear, bounce it in my turn, go to your turn, bounce spear, go to my turn, swing with it, bounce spear. Like, I think that will be like a cool way to use her that will maybe see some play, but
like guerrilla warfare style even. Like, no. I know this hurts me when you're doing it, but I thought I'd just do it myself. Like,
yeah, like... I think that will be like a cool use of her that I'm excited to see someone do, but it's just I'm not sure how it's gonna fare out.
And I think I have to build a Solomon deck.
I
don't think it's gonna be good, but it sounds like so much fun.
I saw someone talking about how they're gonna make a Solomon deck that's 4 copies of every site. So when you generate it, you're just like site.
I mean, there's been Magic decks that have managed to take a card like that and then turn it into a winning deck.
If there's a way to deal damage when you draw cards...
I mean, if Rye didn't just behave like a Storm deck, but was actually a Storm mechanic out of Magic the Gathering, that would already be a deck. Like, you would just be like, cool, I have 4 Solomons, and I have all the sites, and I have 2 copies of the Storm card. That's my deck.
Technically, if we want to get technical, I think there is a way to kind of Storm in Grand Archive already. It is, you specifically need to be playing Kong Ming with the Fireball, the Fire Gem, because every single site is a spell. So technically, what you can do is you can go, okay, I play Solomon, I discard my entire hand, and the next turn you bring out the jewel, and then you just pick up your cards and you just storm off all your sites. And since they're all spells, you can just like go back and forth and deal 3 damage every time you do.
Right. I mean, there's a bunch of ways with Kong Ming, because there's a bunch of the new cards that empower every time you're going like...
Yeah.
So if you're just playing a pile of spells, you're like, cool, click, 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 click.
Well,
click.
the problem with those is those require main deck cards. The nice thing about the Solomon plus the sights is those are all the damage all comes from a mat deck card. So you don't need to dig for the damage before you start storming off. You just start storming off. And hopefully your opponent doesn't have Spell Shroud.
I think it would also be decent in a Crux heavy deck.
Yeah, like
because you just get an extra Crux Sight, and Crux Sight can get you back a Crux card, and you're just like, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah, and like card draw and Crux is fine. Like Crux is fine. But I think the decks that are gonna benefit from it a lot are gonna be decks that either want to discard their entire hand just so they have cards in their graveyard. Like I could potentially see a Gembu going 2-3 just to play Solomon, just to get water cards engraved. Like that's an option. I didn't even think about it until I said it. That's actually a preheater. I might have to think about that whenever we get there.
I could see it
because then
not being terrible on the slimes either. Because you could find a card that lets you banish all the slimes out of your bin.
No, it would be bad in slimes, and there's only one reason for it, and that is you are never gonna have 8 cards in hand.
I mean, I did see that problem. I've played slimes enough, but otherwise the concept of discarding and doing things is
the concept's fine. The reason why I think it's possible in Gembu is because Gembu normally has like 12 influence hands. Like that's not a very obscure thing for Gembu to have, and Solomon almost acts as like a, hey, here's plus 12 power to Gembu.
I mean, I could just see if you open your hand, it's Solomon plus 6 cards, and you're just like, cool, pass. Solomon. Like, just...
He's exalted.
Oh, he's exalted.
Yeah, you have to play level 3. But that's why I think it works in Gembu, because Gembu you can do that in and be level 3. The only champions I think you can realistically resolve a Solomon are going to be Kongming and Guoja, but I think those two are, funnily enough, the two that could potentially use him. I mean, I guess technically Jin could, but...
Probably Tony.
No.
Yeah, I used to have huge hand sizes when I was playing Tony.
No, I think... Well, actually... There is a very specific interaction that you could do with Tony that I was thinking about because we talked about Tony, and that is you play the reservable stuff. You play either EK or Cordelia, and then you just pay for Solomon with like 2 cards in hand with nothing but tokens and domains. And then you just get like +8. You just +8 yourself. Because I also think we were talking about Fractals doing it. Like
because you +8 and you set up a recurring GCR.
Yeah. So like the problem with Tony in that is Tony actually kind of wants to materialize stuff other than GCRs because his material deck does a lot.
Yeah, but Tony is one of those decks that can go really long. So when you go really long, you're like, cool, I still have a GCR. Like
Yeah. I'm out of materializations. GCR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely not hating on the idea. I think Tony is also one of the ones that could use it. I just think you're making a really weird deck for Tony if you put it in.
Playing Solomon more than like a one of, you're just having a fun deck.
Oh yeah. Depends on the deck. I think Solomon could legitimately be a win con for Kongming. But outside of like Kongming and maybe Gembu, if you have like. You would have to have a very specific board state for Solomon to be a win con for Gembu, but I think that board state could exist. But I think Solomon's a really cool idea. But before we finish up this, I do want to talk about ultimates and what ultimates that we've seen so far we think could actually be standard viable, because I think the list is pretty short. Is there any that stick out to you to start with?
The chess one for sure.
Okay, so Golden Checkmate.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean we've talked about it quite a bit. We think Alice 3 is a really cool deck.
And I think Alice 3 is a cool deck multiple ways.
Yeah.
Like there's for sure somewhere a deck balance is going to be atrocious. of doing like the Alice, Umbra, and then just going into the level 3.
See, I think the exact opposite. I think Umbra Alice is, unless Umbra Alice gets more stuff in RDO, which I'm sure it will. I think Umbra Alice is going to be completely overshined by Chessman Alice, and
But I think you just
I don't.
I think you just continue going further on.
I don't think you do at all. I think the level 2 effect is too good. Just free pawn lets you pay for one of your level up costs just for free. It's too good. But you know what you could do with Alice 3? She's a cleric, so you can play Buffeting Hurricane and the new Suppress Girl. So that,
And you're already playing, well, in the version I was playing, I'm already playing Galebind.
yeah. So I could see that being a thing. But as far as other ultimates, I think Arasana's is super cheap. It's 6 cost. There are ways for you to star call it for free if you set up your deck to do that. I think that card could be a menace, depending on how early you are able to cheat it out.
And we haven't seen the 2 casting cost ultimate yet.
That's right, there is a 2-cut. Imagine that's Guoja. And it's just like, hey, by the way, this is permanent Serious command.
Ugh. Be awful. There was another one.
There's
the Sylvie one, I think is pretty good.
Yeah, that one's 8 cost. It's a little bit on the pricier side.
It does not fit in the normal current Sylvie builds.
No.
But I think there's a version of the deck that you can build. It's fine.
I've been testing a Sylvie Love by All deck.
And I think the very first ultimate we saw is not terrible.
Which one was that? Well, no, that was Golden Checkmate.
Checkmate.
No, that was Golden Checkmate.
Wrong.
Are you sure?
Want to bet me?
No?
Bet you a drink.
Okay.
Okay. In the Christmas dev stream,
Yeah.
they showed off the very first ultimate, and it was Dao Chan's, the one that makes the flower buds.
Yeah, but they showed the Checkmate at Manila.
Which was after that.
No, it was before that.
No, we saw the flower buds. The Checkmate was the second one.
I'm pretty sure Checkmate was before the Christmas stream ever happened, because Manila was early December.
No, we saw the flower bud one first.
I don't know. We'll have to check it out.
And Manila was in January, sir.
No.
London was in January.
London was January. Manila
So
was...
we didn't see it at Manila. We didn't see previews.
I'm pretty sure we saw... I'm pretty sure we saw Checkmate at Manila.
I know.
Am I tripping?
Yes.
I might be. I don't know.
Whatever, it's a drink one way or the other.
Yeah.
We'll let everybody know next time, because we're not looking it up right this second.
No, because I don't have service here. But, so... I think Dao Chan's is interesting. I forgot about Dao Chan's, to be honest. I think
Kong Means, I think, is castable. I think once you're there, I don't think that's what you want to be doing.
I think it's castable, but the answer is why would you cast it?
Right. We got so many better finishers for her now.
Yeah, like if it was just dropped in the game right now, I think it's crazy, because Water Kong Ming just doesn't have a closer, and that's why it's not that good. But if it had a closer like the ultimate that you can actually cast at like a reasonable rate, that deck's crazy. But it's just coming in with so many better options than that. I think it's really good in Pantheon. Just like Jin's is really good in Pantheon. I think Jin's is awful in Standard. It's way too expensive.
I mean, Jen's another one that could cast it, though. I think you have to make the whole deck around there, and I don't think it's going to be as good as other Gen decks. But I think you could make a deck around Jen's Ultimate.
You could potentially do that, but you struggle into the thing that all Gens struggle, and that is, I pay 10 cards for my entire combo. Oh wait, you play 1 card, I lose the game. Nice.
Just a negate? No, you can get around the negate.
No, you can't. Well,
can.
you play Spellword Scepter,
Yeah.
but I mean,
But I mean, you have to.
yeah.
But you're not. That version wouldn't be as susceptible to Song of Frost like
No, it
effects
wouldn't.
and
It
other
wouldn't.
things either, because you could just do 1,000 things.
You just do it again.
Yeah.
But the funny part about that card is going to be, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, okay. No, we need to move off the gym one because I just came up with an idea that could actually make it really crazy.
I think once we have all of RDO,
Yeah.
we need to pick a level 3 version of a champion and make it that.
Jin.
No, for each of us.
No, I know. I'm doing.
I know.
I'm already choosing Jin, but when for the week RDO's coming out, I think it's coming out the day before that we record, but we should know all the cards.
You won't be here.
I will.
You'll be in Los Angeles.
No, April 2nd. I get back the 30th.
I found out Los Angeles was the release weekend.
No, it's weekend before.
Okay.
But the release is April 3rd. We should know every card on April 2nd. Because
Or
normally...
if we don't, we know 90...
98%.
Yeah, that's fine.
We should just, instead of doing like a podcast, we should just do like live deck building that week. It's a good idea.
Sounds good. Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And crazy.
Yeah, because I've already put one together. My Angel Jin deck is coming together. Because the biggest flaw with Jin's ulti is you just hit a bunch of dead cards. But if you can take out all the dead cards, then you're hitting nothing but heaters, boy.
Do you think they're going to have sleeves for all the angels? We saw that they have Razel sleeves.
Yes. No, we saw that they have the sleeves of the Terra one.
Maybe just the advanced element angels?
It would only be the advanced element angels, because all the other angels are unnamed. They're like Seraph's Attendant.
Oh, that's right.
So I think we'll get one of all the... Here's the real question. Are we going to get a Trisket sleeve? Because she's an angel, and she's a named angel.
No, I don't think so. Not at this stage.
I think we will.
I mean, maybe if we get another Trisket card, but just because she's not the focus.
I think she's getting reprinted.
You know, you
She's
don't
gonna be in the
generally
set.
make sleeves of...
She's going to be in the set. She's going to have a new art too, I bet.
I mean, I hope they do. That's cool. Like,
Yeah.
it fits the theme. I mean, I will probably... I would say I'm just going to order all the sleeves, but they generally go out of stock really fast, so I don't get to order all the sleeves.
I tend to only buy the art sleeves from either a store or from Ascents. So I don't
go
I
to
don't.
a sense, and I don't think we'll be able to pick up enough art sleeves, so...
Yeah, probably not.
And I don't see Dueling Land picking up art sleeves.
No. Definitely not Mythic.
So
Mythic had Tony.
Mythic has a chance.
No, Mythic had Tony sleeves on the shelf for like 2 years. They're never picking up the art sleeves again because there's not like a real want for them. There's like a couple people who want them, but they're only gonna buy a box, maybe two. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what the Mordred sleeves are gonna look like.
I really want to see the whole Mordred deck and everything else. I constantly check main deck's channel waiting for the Mordred Recollection deep dive.
Yeah, but
because normally it would be out by this time before the set.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm excited for, but the last Ultimate I want to talk about because we said we want to do a shorter one, and then we always say this.
We said that we knew we weren't going to.
Yeah,
I think we're physically incapable of it.
Yeah, but the last Ultimate I want to talk about is one that I am not excited for. I'm not ready for at all, and that is the Merlin Ultimate.
I don't remember what the
Assassin Merlin Ultimate. You look at your opponent's memory, you pick a card from it, and they can't activate that card for the rest of the game, but you get to cast it that one time.
Yeah, you hate those type of effects.
I do, but what I'm really looking forward is I'm gonna hate it because it's gonna happen to me. I already know it's gonna happen to me.
From who?
Just at like an event.
Okay.
I just know
the likely weirdly enough, the most likely person to put that deck together is me, which means I have to play a water deck. But it's still likely because it plays Labyrinth stuff.
It'll be in a wind deck, because it's a crux element, so it has no
right, but like.
No.
The idea of playing Labyrinth is still a good idea for what I don't want to play.
So, Imperial Seal. You can Imperial Seal to play Labyrinth and other element too. But, aside the point, the crazy combo is I know you're going to do it to me. Because I'm going to pull off my Jin combo and hit my Jin ultimate in a standard match, and you're going to be like, okay, cool. And you're going to play that card, and you're going to target my Jin ultimate. and then you're just going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm at 20 damage counters. I'm going to just kill you now.
Hey, in fairness, I'm going to come up with one of these I want, and you're going to do it like 3 times to me. That's just how our games go.
I'm just excited for the day that it does happen, because it's going to be so funny. Because I think it is actually just the wrong choice, but it's going to present itself, and we're both going to look.
There's no way to know.
We're going to both look at each other and be like, "You're losing
Obviously.
this. You're losing this game, but you're losing it in style." Yeah. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that moment. But in reality, that card's also just really good into most decks. It's just low cost enough to where you can reliably play it in a Merlin list. It is assassin bonus, so you can't do it in normal Merlin. So it is going to be a really cool card.
I mean, Wind Assassin Merlin, or Ponytail Merlin, as it's been coined, got a good card recently.
Yeah.
Of making it has prep 2.
Yeah.
It makes one of the obelisk tokens that like dudes.
Yeah, the Memory.
Memory obelisk tokens that they get buffs on them up to 5 for the amount of sheen colors on them, and then it allows you to pull sheen from your fractured memory to put onto as many of those Memorite obelisk tokens as you want. You can just go with a wide, heavy board.
Yeah, I'm excited. I like Ponytail Merlin way more than I like normal Merlin. So I am kind of excited for her to be at least playable. I just don't want her to be like Mercblade gets banned because she's so playable.
I don't think it will. Like, I think I don't
know.
I think it's okay in there, but I think if that's what you're doing, that you give up a lot of stuff to do that. So
yeah, I mean, maybe, but I think that's where we should probably wrap it up here.
And then I'll talk about the cycle of cards next time, because we'll have more of that cycle out too.
Yeah, we are. I just looked at the time. It's like 8:00 at night.
Yeah, but we started later.
Yeah, but it's still 8:00 at night. I haven't eaten today, so I'm hungry.
Well, maybe you should eat stuff more.
Well, regardless.
You could stop by someplace on the way.
Well, yeah, but I don't want to be in freaking Chris's house until midnight.
You could eat faster.
No, I like enjoying my meals.
Okay.
Anyway, thanks guys for watching this week. We have the bounty of 100 subs, and I bring Fractal Gin to LA, and obviously top 8 with it. It's that good of a deck. Totally not sarcasm. But other than that, any events coming up soon? I don't think we're recording next week because you have something going on.
I think you should still record even if I'm not going to be there, but there's still a chance I'll be there.
Okay, well.
But maybe find to see if somebody else will join.
Yeah.
Maybe even our editor. I will be shocked if that happens. But
I would be shocked too, because he doesn't play Grand Archive.
Yeah, but I mean, he can talk about selling cards and stuff like that.
Yeah, he is a store.
Yeah,
that's true.
So,
but any events coming up?
Yeah, I have locals at the other one across town.
Yeah,
and then our locals next week. I think that's all I have. Yeah, because the soonest I would run another Alamo would be April 3rd or something like that. So.
Yeah. I personally don't have many events planned. I'm still moving, which is, a great time to pick up a new deck for LA, right, as I'm moving.
But you did well with it.
Yeah.
So, and I think you understand the fundamentals of how that game works, so it's not... And a lot of people don't understand the fundamentals of stopping that deck.
That's fair. But I'm going to try to make it out to Dueling Land on Monday. I hate that they're doing it on Mondays every single time because Mondays are my busiest days at work. So it's always like I'm either jumping in like 5 minutes before we start after fighting through traffic. So I don't know. We'll see. But other than that, I have your locals, and hopefully I'm going to play like every single day. So
sounds good.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time.
Be welcoming, be an advocate for the community. See you at the table.